We're back with another episode. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again. I feel like my mic, you can't really hear me. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Really? Because I feel like I'm screaming.
Yeah, you're definitely screaming.
Okay.
You know you can turn your mic down.
No. They want to hear this.
Okay, if you say so. I don't think the people said that, but you know.
Best part of their week.
I agree. I would have to agree. We're a dynamic duo, you know. Anyway, what are the air guns for?
I just love a finger gun.
It's the Texan in you.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Do you think, do other places do finger guns as much as we do finger guns?
I think finger guns is honestly a generational thing.
Oh, does it age me?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I don't think Gen Z actually does it.
Yeah, probably not, especially with all the school shootings. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I mean...
Not a finger gun friendly place.
Not in schools.
No.
In the workplace, yes. You need some apple juice, Mr. Johnson? Gotcha.
Pew, pew. Love
Exactly.
a finger gun. Holster 'em.
Exactly. Or blow them off.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. How was your week this past week?
Y'all. I don't know what I did to deserve the week that I had, and I'm not ruminating on it because...
I love how you keep using these GRE words. Ruminating? What does that mean?
I'm not going to let it fester. You know, I'm not going to keep just thinking about how...
She's a scholar.
I read books. As my mom would say, $40,000 I paid in tuition. I think that number's inflated. I think she lies. But every time I do something stupid, she goes, I paid $40,000 in tuition.
That's right. I would throw it in your face too.
And I just want to see the receipts. But listen, I'm a therapist. I work in a hospital. Falls are a part of the game. Mm-hmm. We've all had it happen. You know, we don't want it to happen. We try very hard for it not to happen, but people do fall. It's the F word I don't like to use, but it happens. I had what I would consider the worst fall of my entire life.
Of your career.
Of my career. There haven't been very many. But this was, y'all, when I tell y'all, I ended up on the floor. How the fuck did I end up on the floor? I'm the one who can walk and
This
talk.
is why we should have to wear body cams sometimes.
I would love to see the instant replay of how this shit went down.
You can't make this shit up.
I went to evaluate this woman who hasn't been up out of bed for probably a week. She's about 250 pounds my height. And so I did all the things that you do. We sit up on the side. Everyone knows you sit up on the side of the bed. You let it chill there for a second. Because usually if some shit's going to go to shit, it's gonna happen. If
you can't stop it.
Yeah. So you sit up at the edge of the bed for a while. Get your bearings. She feels good. She looks good. Everything's fine. Mm-hmm. And go-to line. The last thing I need to do is see you stand. Mm-hmm. I have to see how she's standing. And I don't even want to do anything crazy. It's an eval. All I want you to do is stand up and take a couple steps to get you higher in the bed. So when I throw your ass back in there, you're not at the footboard. Okay? Mm-hmm. We didn't even leave the side of the bed. We stood. We took a couple steps. She was probably like 3 inches away from the edge of the bed. And I said, why don't you take a step backwards so you can get a little closer to the bed before we sit down? She doesn't respond. So I'm like, let me tell her again. She's old. Go ahead. And as I'm telling her again, her entire body weight comes on top of me. She just completely falls forward, which I don't know. I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
I feel like I always prepare for people to fall backwards.
True.
When I'm thinking about it, I'm always like, let me have me in front and something behind you because most of the time people tend to fall back
unless you have Parkinson's.
And okay, fair.
But yes, but most of the time you fall backwards.
So I'm like, surely if anything happens, I can at least get her back onto the bed. I was not fucking expecting her to fall forward and on top of me. So I tried to counteract her balance. I'm a petite thing. I'm just so tiny.
You're not petite, but okay.
I'm a little girl.
We'll let you know.
I'm not.
That.
So usually I can body people where they need to go, but this was 250 pounds of dead weight. I could not.
Sometimes.
So I can lower her enough to where she, like, I cradle her on my knee.
Yeah.
Well, bitch, when's the last time you held 250 pounds on your knee?
It's been a while.
I went straight to the ground.
Thankfully.
Straight down.
My Lord.
Then I try to cradle her head. So I catch her in a kind of a cradle while I'm trying to roll her back on the ground. I get stuck up under her entire weight. Could not move. I'm stuck under this woman. I'm caught in all the lines. The whole entire family's in the room. Extended family's in the room.
Oh, you weren't in there by yourself?
No.
Thank God.
That would have been,
that would have been horrible if you would have been in there by yourself.
It would have been bad. But I mean, did I need her whole family there to see this?
That's stupid therapist.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This shit never happens to me. I'm stuck under her. They're not freaking out, but they're also not helping me get this large woman off of me.
Yeah.
And I look at this lady because I'm thinking, surely she passed out. Because why the fuck would you fall like that?
Yeah.
I said, are you okay? Eyes wide open. Yeah, I'm okay. I think I hit my arm. Your arm? Bitch, you crushed my entire body. Finally get her to roll off of me, and like, you know how everyone freaks out during a fall, like nursing staff freaks out. So of course everyone's trying to hoist her back into the, I was like, she's fine, I'm fine. Go get a fucking Hoyer or something. Nope, they're just gonna lift her back into the bed. My adrenaline's all high.
Did you go to employee health?
I put in a little report.
Listen, let me tell you something. If you get hurt at work, I don't care how minor it is. If a patient falls on you, steps on your fucking toe, go and report it to employee health.
Even if you stub your toe on the bed.
Seriously, just go. If you hip check the bed, go to employee health.
So
just do
cover
it.
That shit.
Yes.
Yep. Finally get her back, and I'm like, hey, are you okay? Like, what happened? Did you feel like you passed out? And she said, no, I just my body was telling me it needed to sit down.
You couldn't tell me?
You couldn't communicate that to the rest of the room?
Your body couldn't tell me that you was about to sit down?
I was pissed. I was so pissed.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so that was my day. I haven't had a fall in so long.
Y'all, Fowler and I, we had one patient together. This is when we worked at the same hospital.
Y'all.
And we co-evalved this patient who had, I believe he had a TAVR.
He had nothing. I don't even know what the fuck he was there.
He had a very minimally invasive surgery. Either way, this man, we walked this man around. He was a little wobbly, but you know, everybody is after anesthesia, especially old people. Anyway, and so this man comes back to the room and his glasses fall off of his face. This wonderful child of God of a patient decides he wants to bend forward to pick up his glasses and literally fall. You know how they say, you know, you're knocking your head between the washer and the dryer. This man literally like fell in between the bed and the chair, and he was sitting on the bed rail, and I yoked his ass up like a 2-year-old.
I've never seen anything like it.
And I just grabbed him by the gown. I was, get your ass up right now. I'm not doing no fucking incident report. What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
And that's literally the reason I'm so shocked about this fall is because there are near misses all the time. Our whole job is just to make sure that your ass doesn't hit the fucking ground because I'm not doing the paperwork. I cannot tell you how many times a week I say the phrase, I'm not doing the paperwork.
Yeah, for real.
So for this to happen, for it to be like point of no return kind of shit.
Was this on a Friday? What day was this?
Bitch, it was on a Friday.
Oh shit, that makes it way worse.
It was on a Friday. And just the paperwork was so bad. I immediately went to the supervisor and I was like, listen, there's some shit we need to do. I just had a dirty fall, nasty, lowered, a controlled descent to the ground, an assisted fall, if you will. And she was like, I said, I'm so sorry. She goes, oh no, I'm sorry. It's a lot of paperwork. And I was like, don't I know it?
Listen, a death note is way less paperwork than a fall.
Come on.
Like, and I'm one of those therapists that I do use gait belts, but because I'm in the ICU, or when I'm in the ICU, a lot of times, typically you really can't use gait belts just because of incisions and all that kind of stuff, or a safety belt, you know, little plastic belts that we put around patients. I'm a yoker upper. I'm gonna hold you right here and yoke your ass right. Get over here, Mr. John. I yoke people up all the time by their arm.
I know, and
I'd rather pop your arm out of socket than for you to hit the floor and and bust your head open.
I know. Well, no, the big thing with falls is hitting your head. Everyone freaks out about them hitting their head. So when she fell, I was trying to cradle her, but I only had her like trunk portion. And so the family that was in the room also was standing. And so she reached out to get her while the lady's head hit her arm. So the patient kept saying, I hit my head on the bed. I hit my head on the, I said, stop saying that. You didn't hit your head on the, shut up.
That adds to the paperwork, ma'am.
Shut up. You didn't hit your head. And so I kept the nurse and the supervisor was like, hey, she didn't hit her head. She didn't hit her head.
Right.
It just touched an arm.
Everybody in the room, we agree she did not hit her head.
I literally looked at the family. I was like, so we can all agree she didn't hit her head? They're like, oh no, she didn't hit her head. I was like, thank God.
Next thing you know, on Monday, hey, there's a lawsuit being filed. It's horrible.
That's horrible. The thing. It's just like, it throws your whole day off. I could feel the adrenaline in my body. I was like, I need a smoke. I don't even smoke, but it just seemed right.
Cigarette.
I needed a cigarette.
Oh God, that's horrible.
So that was my Friday.
Jesus. Well,
how was your week?
My week was pretty okay. We got forced to play in the sandbox because, you know, last week was rehab week. We didn't get no thanks and praise. I don't even think we got a gift this year for anything. They just wanted people to come and do a stupid potluck and play cornhole outside of the fucking sun.
This year they did an online shop for us, which was weird. They're like, click this link and you can order your gift. And it was like a really shitty wireless charger.
It's always a fucking charger.
A backpack, a shittier Bluetooth speaker, or a shittier cup that's not dishwasher
a mug
safe.
Or like some socks.
And so you click it and it can't even get delivered to me. It has to go to the office. So I have to go and pick it up. You
know what hospital appreciation gifts remind me of? Father's Day. Like Father's Day, it's unfortunate, but the Father's Day they get shit gifts, like the draws, the wife beaters, the socks, the ties,
golf clubs,
like not even a golf club, golf club singular, or golf ball, and it's like in healthcare they do the same thing. Oh, you want to appreciate you? Here's some socks.
Then nurses are the mothers and ancillary staff are the fathers, because I feel like nurses, they go all because they're like, well, we really need y'all to come back. We got to retain this staff.
Absolutely. We care more about the nursing staff than we do ancillary. Yeah, ancillary just gets the leftovers. Like, had some leftover book bags that say thank you for nurses week or whatever. And it's like, what? It's PT and OT week. What are you talking about?
I did feel very appreciated this rehab week, but only because the woman who planned the rehab week went above and beyond to do things and reach out and find sponsors and plan activities that made us feel appreciated. Lord,
nothing will ever make me feel appreciated at work like money.
That's true. Well, there are prizes, cash prizes, which was nice. Or like gift card prizes.
I don't want to work for anything. I'm already working here 8 hours a day. Okay, I don't want to work for anything else. Then I hate like after the administration or the leadership, whatever, they put on some shit, and then people want to write in a little group, oh my God, thank you so much to the people who coordinated this effort and blah, 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 blah. We feel so appreciated. Who the fuck is we, bitch?
Speak for yourself.
Speak for your motherfucking self. I'm being discriminated against at my job. You think I'm going to appreciate the discrimination?
Yeah.
Fuck no. I did not participate, and I do not care that I did not You are not going to force me to play in the sandbox with other people.
I did participate.
I go to work, I do my job, and I go the fuck home. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did.
I was in an environment. Do you remember how you felt when we worked together, but like 5.5 years ago?
Oh, enjoyable. Yes.
Yes. I love coming to work. That's the kind of energy I was in. And so, but I feel how you feel, but I couldn't come in with that energy to that specific group, because it's like everyone's on the same page and you're going to be the bit like odd bitch out.
Yeah.
But 100%, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I don't. The only way you're going to make me feel appreciated is to stop discriminating against me. Number one. And number two, run me my money.
Yeah.
That's it. No amount of potlucks. I don't like potlucks.
Give my money.
Listen, run me.
Potluck? Okay, but here's my issue with potlucks. I don't feel appreciated if I had to bring the food, if I had to do the work.
Why do we not have a catered lunch?
We did have a catered lunch.
That's what I'm saying.
And I felt appreciated.
No amount of pizza, no amount of Jimmy John's subs or Jason's Deli or whatever is going to make me feel appreciated. Like, it's just not. Not in my department.
I should have had PTO for rehab week.
When the hospital does something at large, I always feel a little bit more appreciated when the hospital actually does it. Yeah. Or like different sectors in the hospital. But when it's the actual rehab department, y'all been giving me hell. I know you don't like me, so fuck you.
And you're the one who are fucking harping on me about productivity.
Thank you. We just had you just tried to write people up and put people on PIPs. And you talking about, well, I'm gonna appreciate everything you fucking do.
We appreciate you so much that we want you back on the fucking floor.
I hate people so fucking much, dude. I'm so grateful for this podcast, y'all. Y'all don't understand, because there are many a days that I want to say this shit out loud and I can't say it. Not in the workplace, I can't. Which is why everything that we say is a legend and it's entertainment. It's for entertainment purposes only.
Out there, every time I'm in the office, I'm just like, listen, out there I feel like a freaking basketball player. I'm like, out there on the court, I'm gonna give it my all for those people.
Exactly.
In those situations. But in this locker room, I don't fucking like y'all.
No.
And I'm not gonna give you any more than I have to.
Absolutely not. You can't even.
I'm like, they love me out there. I don't care what you say in here.
That's what I'm saying. It's like as a therapist, y'all, we got to take a minute to vent. Our whole podcast is venting. But anyway,
having a time.
As a physical occupation, and I'm quite sure as a speech therapist, we get more respect, love, and appreciation outside of our department than we actually do inside of our department.
Yeah.
The nurses, the doctors, the other ancillary staff, like the other administration outside of our department, we get along with these people so well. It's the motherfuckers who sit behind a desk that be your own people that just, y'all don't understand the demons that we have to slay. It's like,
I think this is true for a lot of positions, but like the people in charge, the higher people who have done your exact job, not maybe exact, but know the ins and outs of your job,
or should know,
or should forget what the fuck it's like.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you know what, you used to do this. I don't know why the fuck you're putting all this on me.
A power trip. That's what it is.
I can't stand it.
All I'm saying is the only way you're gonna appreciate me is to leave me alone and stop discriminating against me and run me my money. That's it.
Give me my money.
I'm a very simple therapist. But yeah, I just want people to stop speaking for other people, talking about we feel so appreciated and thanks to the leadership. The leadership ain't do shit. Which is why your bitch ass had to stay up making soup and stew and shit to bring in the next day for everybody.
Not a soup stew.
Yo,
potluck.
Here's the thing. You will never convince me that office potlucks do not spread mass diseases. Because they do. You got your cat in the bowl. You got your dog helping out, putting their paw prints on the lemon meringue pies. I'm not doing it.
The last potluck we had, a bunch of people got sick from the meatballs.
See what I'm saying? You can't eat from your coworkers. These people don't wash their hands.
2 people brought meatballs. So then it was like whose meatballs got us sick?
Yep.
I mean, office politics, am I right?
You can't trust your coworkers. Most of these, if I don't ever see you wash your hands, that's a red flag. If you have pets, it's a red flag. I'm not eating from you. Period. I'm not.
I would probably, I don't know who I would eat. Just y'all, I guess.
I barely eat from y'all.
That's true.
It just depends. Because I'm going to ask, who made this? Who brought this? I ate before I came.
Yeah.
I'm a big girl. I always prepare. Anyway, you didn't ask me about my week, but
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, yes, you did. I'm sorry.
And you told me you had to play in the sandbox.
I
Do
did.
you
I had to
see
play
how
in the
she does
sandbox.
this? She's discriminated against at work, so she has to gaslight me in her private life.
Listen, I'm a great gaslighter.
I'm
I
disgusted.
think it works with my patients. So
It does.
sometimes it translates into real life.
I gaslit that woman who fell. I was like, you should have really said something.
Yeah.
This was your fault. And you see everybody in here trying to help you.
Exactly. Now I have to do an incident report on your behalf.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Right before we get into the actual episode, I did have another incident that happened. What I want to throw in the rehab corner this week, I specifically want to throw in symptoms and signs of more issues, medical issues that are going on that y'all do not take seriously. Y'all know that this is a entertainment podcast, and we get through our daily lives by expressing what we go through, but we also too bring it back to an educational component, right? And so this week I had a patient, very young patient, who actually was suffering from some headaches, and not sure how long he had been suffering with the headaches for, but apparently medication stopped working, like over-the-counter medication stopped working. And he kind of waited, and then finally came to the ER because it got, too bad. By the time he got to the ER, they had to do a craniotomy on him and found that he actually had a tumor in his brain. So I'm not saying that to scare anybody, but when it comes to headaches, y'all, when it comes to visual disturbances and stuff like that, please take that stuff very seriously. I know we love to take ibuprofen or Tylenol or whatever the case may be. Well, Tylenol if it's above the neck, and ibuprofen if it's below the neck, but that's not giving a diagnosis, nor am I giving medical advice. Yeah, that's real.
I've never heard that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you have issues above the neck, Tylenol.
I just take...
And below the neck is ibuprofen.
I take them both.
Allegedly.
Because you can take them at the same time.
Well, you can. You can take Tylenol and then take ibuprofen as breakthrough.
I just fucking...
Yeah. Allegedly.
When I tell you... Okay, also, sorry. You can get back to what you're saying. When I had that... I'm sorry. When that patient crushed me at work...
Okay.
It was not a fall as much. It was a body slam. I went to the supervisor, and she was very nice. Of course, she was like, okay, well, what happened to that? And she said, okay, well, sorry, are you okay? Which is how you should respond if someone comes to you and says they're hurt.
A patient crushed them, yes.
And I said, do you have any ibuprofen? And she said, yeah. The way she looked at me when I took 5 and chewed them in my mouth, crunched them and swallowed them. Hell yeah, I need that shit to hit quick. I knew my back was going to hurt. I knew it. She looked at me like I was crazy.
That's crackhead behavior, girl.
Have you heard? I know you hurt your back.
Yeah, and I ain't never chewed no damn ibuprofen.
Sometimes you just gotta fucking get ahead of it.
Listen, I go to the urgent care, get a shot at my ass before I go chew some
those
damn.
are good.
They are, because you feel like Spider-Man.
The way that hurts, and then you're like, ooh, no, that's kind of good.
It burns, and then you're just like, I feel like I can fly.
Yeah, I could do a backflip right now. Couldn't do one before.
You don't feel hot, but your body you don't feel no pain.
Nothing.
I understand why people
and it
get addicted to that stuff.
Burns when it spreads.
It does.
And they put it right in your ass.
But you feel it working, and it's just like, ooh,
it's a good feeling.
This is magical.
You can't sit on your cheek for a second.
Yeah, and then when you do the steroid pack too, ooh, amazing. So as you can see, we broke up. But anyway, but back to my story. Make sure that, again, if y'all have headaches, visual disturbances, and this stuff is not going away with over-the-counter medications, please consult your PCPs. If you already have, a neurological disorder or a history where you're already seeing a neurologist, please make sure that you go and consult with your neurologist, check your blood pressure, because that stuff can turn bad very, very quickly. So again, I'm not trying to make anybody a hypochondriac that you got something. All I'm saying is consult with your PCP, because things can turn rapidly very fast, no matter how old or young you are.
This is one of my biggest fears, because we have patients all the time with different things happening to them, but they all say, I just had this headache that wouldn't go away. I thought it was just these headaches. I've always had headaches. I've always had headaches growing up. And I was taking a medication once that was giving me headaches, and I didn't realize it was the medication at the time. But I was having this pretty consistent headache, and I was just like, how long is too long? Because you hear these horror stories of like, oh, I had this headache for, a couple months, it wouldn't go away, aneurysm that blew.
A couple months? Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. First of all, the allergies in Texas, but in San Antonio are bad. If you're stressed, you could have a headache. If it's hot like this and you're dehydrated, I always say.
But if you're having a headache for longer than longer than a day, to me,
I feel like I've had headaches for like weeks at a time.
Oh, girl, you need to get the blood of Jesus against you. Lift your dirty hands. Look, oh, give her healing. Jesus. What? Alyssa, you are a healthcare professional. Girl,
it's just like it's not like horrible, it's just like dull in the back. But I've had headaches my whole life.
Baby, that ain't my testimony. Because, baby, let me tell you something. If I get a headache and if it don't go away within 2 hours, I'm going to somebody's emergency room. I don't play with headaches.
Oh, really?
I'm not a person who gets headaches.
Oh, you know I'm a migraine bitch.
Really?
And I'm just like, if my allergies are bad, I just have this like baseline constant pressure in my head.
Well, that's when I know when something's wrong. Like if I get a sinus headache, I don't get them all the time, but typically like they have been getting more and more increasingly debilitating, which is why I've had to call out, even though I've been accused of sick leave abuse. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised, to make it very clear. Anyway, typically when that has happened, the medication, once I lay down and take just, again, over-the-counter Tylenol, it typically knocks that out.
That's so nice.
Yeah. I don't have headaches like that.
And this is why I empathize with the people who are in the hospital, because I get them they're usually nothing, but I get them so frequently, and sometimes pain medication works, sometimes it doesn't. So when you have that for so long, you're just like, oh, it's just one of those things, and like you have to keep going on. Yeah. So then when you have a fucking tumor in your head, you're like, oh shit.
Well, even too, the patient did talk about how, it kind of spread to like their ear, and how once the headaches kind of, if like having an ear infection or an earache as an adult, that's a different type of pain. Jesus.
But I will draw the line is vision. I think visual changes, any kind of change in your vision, go to the fucking ER.
If you're seeing spots, white, black spots, blurry vision, and light sensitivity, please go to the ER or your nearest urgent care, because maybe
people wait way too long with that.
But I totally get it. Us in the healthcare, because we do the same thing as healthcare clinicians. We really do. We're horrible patients, but sometimes you just don't feel like it. Sometimes you just like, let me just sleep it away. Hopefully it'll just go away. Maybe I just need to eat something. It's a hunger headache. I just need to eat something.
Our favorite game to play in the office. Everyone's chart reviewing, and you'll just hear, so how long would you wait if you had? so if you were bleeding out of your ass, how long would it take you to come to the ER? And everyone's like, 2 days. First day might be a fluke. Second day, something's wrong.
Do you have hemorrhoids? No, you need to go to the doctor.
So what's your history? You're like, because we in the chart you're reading like blurry vision times 4 weeks, and you're like, God damn, like
blood in their stool for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but do you have a history of hemorrhoids?
Dizzy spells times a month, and you're like, okay, that's weird.
Patient's been nauseated and vomiting for 3 months. What?
Like decreased PO intake 6 months. I'm like, bitch, you've withered away to nothing.
Yeah, seriously. Like, that's not a way to lose weight. But yeah, again, we understand that there are financial reasons why people don't go. We also
some people are scared of the doctor.
Yes.
Some people don't have the resources.
Absolutely. Some people are afraid of what will, be revealed in testing and whatnot. And again, that financial component, I can't afford to go, or I can't take the time off from work, and it's just dangerous. But y'all just please take care of yourself.
Take care of yourselves.
I'll tell you what else is
just tell me what the news. What's the hard hitting news? Hit me with
we got to talk about it, y'all. We got to talk about it. 1,000 bottles of baby oil and
1,000 bottles of lube on the wall. 1,000 bottles of lube. You take one down and pass it around on 999 bottles of lube on the wall. Math is not my fucking strong suit.
It's not.
Insane.
You know what this? Okay, so if y'all haven't heard, obviously, Diddy, Papa Diddy Pop.
Y'all haven't heard. What side of the internet are you fucking on? Because I want to be on that side. I would love to be on the side that doesn't know about Sean Diddy Combs and the nasty freak shit he's been doing.
Well, okay, so yeah, he's been arrested and he is currently in jail. I don't know if he'll be in jail by the time this podcast episode comes out.
Who fucking knows?
But who really cares? I know his passport.
The victims do.
The victims absolutely do, and I think the DA does too. But so yeah, he's basically, his house was raided and he went to jail on sex trafficking charges, all that good kind of stuff. If you want to see the official charges, go and Google it, because we're not here to give you that. We're just here to talk about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And what was interesting was that I want to know, number one, who from the FBI counted all those bottles?
A fucking intern, you think? They were
Probably.
like, hey, Mitchell, we need you on lube count.
And then number two, this one content creator posted, and he was like, he made a very valid point. He was like, 1,000 bottles is all they counted that was left. We don't know how many this man started with.
Also, when all this started going on, he got rid of the most like egregious shit that needed to go. So
Probably
this is just
and stuff,
this is just what's left. Like, I'm thinking videotapes and like
I would hope he wouldn't
bad
keep
shit.
videotapes. My question is too, what are you doing with baby oil? And the reason
What
why
are you not doing with baby oil?
The reason why I'm asking that is because baby oil is not water based.
No.
And so that shouldn't be inside of your orifices, is what I'm saying.
Maybe they're using it for other stuff.
Slip and slides. Who knows? Maybe he was having a really good time.
Maybe he just liked how they looked aesthetically.
He's a black man. He didn't want to be ashy. They had a sale. Who knows?
What I don't like is the side discourse of, well, just because he had all this doesn't mean anything, and like being a freak isn't a crime. I need those people to log off and shut the fuck up. This man is being indicted. This man did horrible things to women, children, men. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go and arrest him just because he likes to get a little freaky. He likes baby oil and lube. That's just
nobody's
so
like
dismissive.
sex shaming using baby oil and lube.
No, it's the sex trafficking and the racketeering,
the
and
sexual
the
abuse,
rape,
yes.
And
sexual assault. I just go back to that one video that was shown a few months ago where he legit threw Cassie to the floor and kicked her repeatedly.
Like it was nothing.
And if you could do that in the hotel room of a public hotel,
you told me you weren't scared of shit.
Baby, I can only imagine the shit you have been doing behind closed doors. But it's the same thing with R. Kelly, right? R. Kelly has been saying in his music shit that he's been doing for years. P. Diddy has been saying shit that he's been doing for years.
People have been saying what P. Diddy... We were just talking about it. Aubrey O'Day. I'm like, I would love to hear what the fuck she's saying right now.
Aubrey O'Day is somewhere just like, I told you, bitches.
Toes up. Piggy's out. Toes up.
She's like, I'm ready for them to call me in, and I'm telling everything. Telling everything. Like, but it goes back to the same point about like, money does not change you.
Yeah.
This was who this man has been from his core. And when you have more access to money, now you just have a bigger playing field to act out these nasty ass aggressions and stuff like that on people. Because now you have power and influence. And I just think it's fucking sad. I think it's gonna come out too of what really happened to Kim Porter. I think from this investigation, it's really gonna come out with who killed Biggie and Tupac.
He's got a list.
Craig Mack in there too. Yeah, listen, Shine already was like, I'm done. Mace is gonna testify. You hear me? And I hope he does.
Come up in the spot looking extra fly.
I
unfortunately am very excited to see what happens.
Yeah, because everything you do in the dark comes.
Listen, the truth will out.
It really will.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
I think it's gonna bring down a lot of shocking and unshocking people.
The unfortunate thing is I think a lot of people are going to catch a lot of strays.
Oh, absolutely.
And that sucks. But what do that's the business.
Well, CEOs are already stepping down now. Weren't you telling me that?
My Lord. How many CEOs just stepped down? Let me tell you, a bunch of them. The CEO of Nike just stepped down. A bunch of entertainment CEOs just stepped down, which is suspicious timing.
You cannot convince me that the Epstein list and Diddy don't go together.
They're all together. They're all together. Let me see if I can find out who these people are. Kevin Liles of 300 Entertainment. Have no idea what the fuck that is.
It's a music company.
The Japan guy from the music entertainment thing. He stepped down.
Japan guy?
Yep.
Okay, what's his company called? I'm quite sure not Japan guy.
Nike's executive chairman, or John Donahue, stepped down as CEO. Just these big companies, and they all did it at the same time, which is really spooky and suspicious.
Yeah. Because they know what's in them documents. They know.
They know. Also, I'm sure the companies were like, listen, bitch, we're not going down for this.
Hell no. Step away now before we fuck around and don't have you back in public.
But at that point, everything's all schmoozing. It's all who you know. It's all networking. And how did they know each other? From going to these nasty ass parties.
True. Well, well, here's the thing. We're not going to yuck a yum here, okay? For those people who like to enjoy orgies and, have very special time fellowship with each other, with multiple people, we're not here to yuck your yum.
Never.
All we're saying is to be safe. And I was listening to... I wasn't listening. I was watching a clip from Joe Budden's podcast.
She was listening fully to the Joe Budden podcast.
Definitely not. That is not a podcast I listen to at all. I just see the clips as they pass by. And I really only listen for Melissa because she's the only female influence on there. Mm-hmm. And sometimes she's good, sometimes she's not. As far as like her opinion. Sometimes I won't say she's good or not. Sometimes I agree with her opinion, sometimes I don't, which is perfectly fine. And I just scroll. I never comment. But anyway, I was listening to her and she was talking about, the definition of consent back in the day. Like in the 90s, consent was a very different thing than it is now. Like some people are saying, it's sexual assault if you don't inform somebody. Like if you tell somebody to use a condom and they don't use a condom or whatever, like that's sexual assault. And I'm like, what? But again, it's a different generation. Consent is very different now than it was back in the day. And I feel like, back in the times of the 90s and the early 2000s, people knew about this stuff. You just didn't have hard hitting facts like you do on social media. Like, people are coming out with videos and pictures and all these affidavits that are coming out with all this evidence and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we heard about, cocaine parties in Hollywood. Like, this is not something that wasn't known to actually be happening. Orgies in Hollywood and don't let them catch you in your ass. We've heard the rumors about Birdman and how, allegedly how he deals with artists and whatnot and the buck breaking that happens and all that kind of stuff. But it's sad. I just feel sorry for the victims who did not go into there voluntarily. But for the people who did go in there voluntarily and you knew what was going on and you chose to stay and shit happened to you, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
It's a tangled web.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, if you ever tell me, hey, we're going to this party, but you can't take your phone in there, bitch, I'm not going in that fucking party. And you, of all people, have loved to want to go to a Diddy party. Do you still want to go to a Diddy party? You do.
Hey, what did Denzel say? When it's time to leave, it's time to leave.
I don't think you would know when it was time to leave.
No, I would be in way too deep.
Absolutely.
That's why I have a lot of empathy for these people.
You be looking in every room and then you see some shit and you can't get, man, you're going to be kidnapped for 48 hours.
Probably,
I can't do it.
But you know what? I'll have a good story. No. If I come in on the end of this, I'll write a book.
I would not be reading that book.
No, you do not read the book. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just insane. But you're right. Yeah. Consent has changed. I don't know. Even like arousal non-accordance wasn't a thing until like I think 5-6 years ago.
What did you say? Oh,
arousal non-accordance.
What is that? For the people who are listening.
Right? It's like the fact that even if you are not giving consent or you don't want to be in a sexual interaction, that your body will still be aroused, like biologically.
Oh, well, yeah, because they try to say like people who are, children who are even molested and women that are raped, if they,
arousal non-concordance.
Yeah, like even if your body is going to do biologically what it's supposed to do, which is to be aroused when your pressure points are, touched or whatever.
Correct. And I just think like in the legal system, it wasn't recognized even until like the last 7 years, really.
Yeah.
Because they were like, well, you are saying you were raped, but you were wet. Or like you were saying you were molested, but you had an erection.
Exactly.
And they're like, just like, I was scared and it's still like, I can't control. So I'm just like, the fact that even that's just this new in terms of cases like this is insane to me. So
yeah, because even there have been cases where women have been sexually assaulted and raped and they knew that there was nothing they could do about the rape, but then they would tell the attacker or the rapist, listen, at least use a condom, and their case was dismissed like, well, you told me to use a condom, so technically that was consent. Like, no, the fuck it wasn't, bitch. I just like, there's something I could do about this situation happening, and at the very least, please don't give me no diseases because you're going to do this anyway. Like, I'm not strong enough to overpower you, whatever the case may be. And I think it's sad that those are the things that, a prosecutor would look at or a defense team would be like, Well, you liked it. You were wet. What the fuck?
Or like husbands. Your husband can't rape you. He's your husband.
He's your husband. What do you mean? You consummated the marriage. Your body belongs to him.
You were dancing with him at the club. I'm sorry that you didn't feel like having sex with him when you got back to your apartment.
Exactly. Well, you were asking for it. You had on a short dress. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
If it's not a hell yes, it's a, or what do they used to say? Consent is a strong and enthusiastic yes. That's what they would say when I was in college. Right?
Listen, I don't care if you mid-stroke. If that woman says no, back the fuck up out of her and call her goddamn day. Actually, I changed my mind.
We're done with this.
Back up. Well, it's even like in healthcare. We have situations in healthcare where, because people always talk about, well, why didn't anybody say something? They've all these rumors they've heard with Bill Cosby and Diddy and blah 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 blah, and nobody has ever done anything. Well, let me just put it in perspective for y'all. In healthcare, we know the horrible doctors in our systems who we don't want to touch us ever.
Yes.
Now, legally, we can't go and tell patients, don't you have surgery with this man, he gonna kill you. That's our license and our livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Like, if patients ask us to, we can't say, well, would you let him operate on you?
I can't fucking tell you that.
Listen, I may give you a look, or I may not just answer your question. If I do the mannequin challenge, that means no. Okay? But I'm not gonna do that. So don't ask me. Allegedly. That's what I'm saying. Allegedly.
But there's things in, like, sometimes we'll see something, or we'll say, hey, has this doctor ever treated you like that, or talked about this? Has this nurse ever said that? And people will be like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. She's been doing that for years. So, and you're like, oh, okay, well, everyone else seems to be okay with that. I guess that's just how it is. And then you now propagate that because that's your experience as well. Yeah. So then when another person comes to you and says, you're like, oh yeah, good old Cheryl over there. Yeah. She's been doing crazy shit like that for years.
Yeah. And it's like, just because she's been doing it for years doesn't make it right. Yeah. Like, I'll report people in a minute though. I'm a whistleblower.
You're a whistleblower.
Hey, fuck yeah. I'm a snitch. I'm a whistleblower.
But also it's so different because it's not like, you're just going there. Your job is your fucking job. Yeah. But like with this shit, it was like, oh, you're trying so hard to become this person or make these influence. Like, yeah. And they will stonewall you, and you can't do anything. You're screwed. So you have to go with it.
Oh, don't get it twisted. There is definitely blackballing in the medical field as well. That's too. True. Like, I feel like blackballing can happen anywhere, especially in these healthcare systems where you have these large companies that subsidiary companies that take over and own, the majority stake of different hospitals, HCA. Anyway, but allegedly, it definitely happens.
You're not a 20-year-old with $20 to your name in a backpack just trying to make it big in the city.
No.
Stakes are a little different.
Suck his dick and I'll give you a deal. What?
It's like us in our scrubs with my cup of coffee and just a grungy look on my face. And I'm like, you're going to jail today.
Listen, I'm a whistleblower.
I'm calling OSHA today.
Yeah, I don't play that shit. If I see doctors doing unethical stuff, like, I will whistleblow in a minute. Because also, too, like, there's a certain level of accountability that you need to be held to. All of us do, right? And I'm not saying we all follow the rules 100% of the time, because we don't. But at the same time, when it comes to somebody's life in your hands, some shit is just I can't not say anything. You know what I mean? Like, I can't not report that shit, because again, you playing with people's lives. This is somebody's mother. This is somebody's son, somebody's father. Right. Like, sit your ass down. Anyway, I tell you who else needs to sit down. People with podcasts who talk shit about black women. Let's talk about that. I was like, where are you going with that one?
Why can't I ever find the buttons on this thing?
I don't know. I really want people to... Okay, fucking cricket, shut the fuck up. I really want people whose livelihood depends on black people heavily in entertainment spaces to please stop pissing off your black audience. Okay,
they really love to do it though.
They really love it, and it's the gall and the audacity and the caucasity of it all.
Unmitigated gall.
To you literally see the numbers come out. You see your demographic of people come out on your not your algorithms, but on your stat sheets and whatnot, and you see that majority of your followers, fans, supporters are black women or are black. Period. Doesn't matter their nationality or their ethnicity. They black, okay? And you allow people to come on your show and make very heinous, disrespectful comments, and then you don't say anything. So in the news this past week, or in social media news, there's a kind of famous podcast called Shits and Gigs with Fuhad and what was the other guy's name?
I couldn't tell you because I only know them from
the light skinned guy. Anyway, there's a dark skinned guy, the light skinned guy.
Yes,
they're from the UK, right? And so they had Andrew Schultz,
James
and Fuhad. That's what it is. And well, maybe Fuhad is the light skinned one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's two men.
I couldn't tell you because once again, I only know them from the clips on TikTok.
That's it. I've never listened to an actual episode. But yeah, so they had Andrew Schultz on, or they were on Andrew Schultz or whoever. And Andrew Schultz made very racist comments about black women, very
which also
derogatory
isn't
comments.
He known for being racist and homophobic and all these things. So why were you go on the show in the first place?
Because people want clout and they want notoriety.
Fair.
And it's like when your brand is doing well, it takes one little thing to just bring the whole kingdom down, and that's what happened. I mean, I think they still have, loyal supporters or whatever, but they were talking about black women, and Andrew Schultz was talking about how, black women thin men's hair because, and I'm paraphrasing, and this is all alleged, that they stress men out so much. And James and Fuhad just sat there and didn't say shit. So, of course, and then even too, they came to Atlanta for some kind of event or something, and they were talking about how there's no baddies in Atlanta and also kind of no pretty black women in Atlanta. The
capital of baddies.
Exactly. And I'm just like, listen, just because you didn't like what you saw doesn't mean that there aren't beautiful women. First of all, Atlanta is a black mecca. Don't play with Atlanta like that. Like, don't come for Atlanta. But also, too, it's just the stupidity of these men to sit in spaces where white men are speaking about your mothers, your sisters, your aunts, your cousins, your godmothers, your daughters, talking about them disparagingly, and you just sit there and just like laugh and then you want to come with, I was shocked.
We didn't know what to say.
Yeah, it's insane. Because I'm like, if somebody came and punched your mama in the fucking face while you was sitting there, you mean to tell me you wouldn't do anything to goddamn support her or
you could have steered that to being like, here's all the things we love about black women.
This is why people need PR.
Or just say, you didn't even have to be super confrontational. That's not funny. I don't appreciate that. What does that mean? Because I get it. You're smaller and you're on this big guy's podcast and you don't want to piss him off. But just saying like, actually, this has been my experience with black women. I still have a full fucking head of hair.
Exactly. And I remember this one interview that Master P did on The Breakfast Club many years ago. And this is when before Charlamagne started going to his dermatologist. This is like in the reckless Charlamagne era. Like he would just ask women what that mouth do, bullshit like that, as if he ain't got fucking daughters. But anyway, he's matured allegedly. Anyway, so
for the protection of the podcast,
he's matured and he's all about mental health. Anyway, so at that point he was talking about China White. China White was a rapper that was with, Master P and all them, whatever. And
I haven't heard that in so long.
What, China White? Mm-hmm. Well, he asked about he was like, man, China White's so fine. Like, ooh, what that mouth do? And Master P was like, player, here's what we're not going to do. That fuck shit. And he's like, oh, my bad. And he checked him right then and there.
That's all you did?
They were able to move on with the conversation, but you saw that was an ever-present protective presence that was there over his artist. Like, here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to play that fuck shit with this young lady over here. Like, you're going to respect her.
Because this is what these men, I will say it, these men do, is they're just going to, they start it out and they start toying the line and seeing how far they can get. And then once you say something, they'll back down. So if he comes out strong and you're not going to say shit, and then he goes a little stronger, you're not going to say shit.
Yeah. Well, they use you as a temperature gauge. I mean, it's the same thing at my job where one of my coworkers said the N-word to me. And I had to let him know, I'm not sure why you ever thought that it was okay to try to use me as a temperature gauge to see if I was going to be okay with you saying that word. Bitch, your ass got reported. I would never be okay with you using racial slurs in front of me.
No.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But it's the same. It's in the same context. Like, these are the consequences of your negative actions in the same situation where, we all, black women just be minding our business. And here goes some fuck shit. Always. There was a million other topics that you could have talked about.
You're married, so why the fuck are you even talking about
Well, allegedly his previous girlfriend was black.
And but also his feelings or what?
Well, probably. Well, then also too, he was Andrew Schultz actually made a comment based off some of the backlash. And he was like, listen, these men at any point in time could have come back and told us to cut this information or whatever. But the fact that y'all didn't do anything and y'all just sat there and was okay with it, like, you can't get mad at me for saying it. You didn't say anything to me. Like, so clearly you went along with it. So I'm like,
everyone already knows he's an asshole. He had nothing to fucking lose. It's y'all. And now, and listen, anyone can say what they want and anyone can do what they want. But now you have to face the repercussions of all of these people being upset that you didn't fucking say shit or have it cut.
Absolutely. I
wonder how much shit is cut from stuff like how much really horrible shit is cut.
Because that's the stuff that you released. Yeah,
I know.
Because typically, okay, I'll say for us, Darren doesn't have a lot to edit for us.
Wild shit over here.
Yeah, no, we don't say a bunch of wild. There's not a lot of edits that Darren has to do over here for us.
We're not saying anything crazy. I don't think.
No, we don't.
Not canceled yet.
Don't. Why do you say shit like that? God damn, I rebuked it in the name of Jesus. Stop saying stuff like that.
It's the way it's just a free flowing spigot.
But you need to let the filter catch it and bring it back.
I know, you really got to work on the filter.
Lift your dirty hands and tell God you sorry.
I'm sorry. When I tell you, I wish you could have heard the prayer that I prayed after I fucking fell on the floor. And I was just like, so traumatized. Jesus.
Don't let my knee be broken, Lord.
Did you watch football at all this weekend?
No, I did not.
There was this player from Oklahoma, which I'm not even going to speak poorly. I'm this poor young man.
Yeah.
It was the typical, your knee should not be going like that and your leg should not be back behind that way when he fucking fell. And they kept replaying it on the big screen.
I hate that.
Horrible, dude.
I hate replay. As a PT, instant replays hurt my heart. I can't do it.
I'm sorry, you can get back. I just have to talk about this. So this is what annoys me about sports. So I just saw his knee bend the complete opposite fucking way.
Yeah.
Right? And I know everything snapped and broke, so the pain isn't what it could be, but I know that shit fucking hurts.
Yeah.
And your adrenaline's up. You're in the stadium full of people.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the golf cart. The entire fucking OU bench comes over so they can give him the little pat. The entire bench, every single one of them, right? And I'm like, can y'all just get him off the fucking field?
His leg is swelling as we're sitting.
He's trying to cry, because he knows he's fucked.
He's gonna cry in the car.
He's gonna cry. He's trying not to cry. He wants everyone to think I'm like, get him off the fucking field.
Seriously.
We had to wait 5 minutes for all of y'all to come give him a little kissy, little smooch in the golf cart and say, hey man, it's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay. His leg is fucked up.
He's headed to the hospital. It's probably a career-ending injury.
His season's fucking over. Get him off the field. Sorry, I just kept watching injuries and I'm like, can you stop with the golf cart? You get him off the fucking field.
It's the insensitivity for us. Okay, that's all we're saying.
Anyway.
What were we talking about? Pissing off stop pissing off your audience.
Yes.
Yes. So it's people who get upset and go on social media and do these rants about I can't stand when my supporters do da 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 da. Okay. The definition of a supporter should be someone who is paying to keep you on, or at least giving you enough traction to keep you going, right? Just don't piss those people off.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Do a little deep dive.
Or log the fuck off. That's all you do. Say
also, I'm tired of these fucking apologies.
Because you don't mean it. You're just only saying it because people are talking about it.
Yeah.
And on TikTok, them beefs spread like wildfire. You say one thing that people don't like, baby, they'll make 1,000 think pieces of it, and they'll just keep going and stitch this. Let it go. It didn't happen 37 years ago.
You had to have known. I don't know. You just got to think about shit like that.
I think people don't. People are so starved for success in whatever way they feel that it's going to come to them naturally, and they're like, oh, this is a big idea, a big opportunity, let me just not say anything. And it's just like the minute you don't say something, that's when you're going to be tested and tried. Because again, same situation, I'm quite sure Diddy was tested on many levels, okay, on his rise to fame, and you failed every single one, which is why you are the way you are right now.
And I was telling her off camera, Shane Gillis, who I don't think is the pinnacle of social justice or reform or the way we should do anything, but and again, not the same because A, he's white, B, I think he is a more famous comedian than this podcast is. But he was on Andrew Schultz's show, and Andrew Schultz was making fun of people with Down syndrome because a lot of the content that he uses in his comedy show is about Down syndrome because he has a family member with Down syndrome. And Andrew Schultz and his little buddies that sit on that podcast with him, I don't know, the chuckle fuckers, they
not chuckle fuckers.
He's playing TikToks of women and men with Down syndrome, and they're just doing different. They're playing basketball, dancing, whatever, and they're just all kind of laughing. And Shane Gillis looks at him. He's like, "I don't get the joke. I don't think this is funny."
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's funny, because you look like them, you." And he's like, "So I look like someone who has Down syndrome? That's funny. That's offensive to them to look like me, or is it offensive for me to look like them? I don't understand this joke. I don't think it's funny." And then they do the whole thing where calm down. It's just a joke.
The gaslighting.
Yeah, but he's like, "This isn't funny, and this isn't for a comedic benefit. This is just you making fun of people who have done nothing to you. They're just living their lives."
Yeah.
And you know what? Now people pull up that clip to be like, this is what you should do in this situation.
Yeah, just be a decent human being. Black women, we're the most hated demographic. We go through enough. God damn. everybody has bought their mics off of Amazon, I'm quite sure, or some other type of site.
There's something about when white men make fun of black women and when black men just fucking laugh along. Like, optics are extremely poor.
Absolutely. Because that's your job as a black man. That is your job to check the motherfuckers. Because I can guarantee you 10 out of 10 times, if a white woman says talking shit about a black man, black women are defending y'all. Like, most of the times we are defending y'all. And it's insane that it's not reciprocated. Anyway.
Can you imagine if it was backwards and they were talking shit about white women and Andrew Schultz was like, yeah, da 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 da.
I feel like they do talk about. I feel like white men hate white women. I really do.
I feel like men hate women. Period.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I agree. And it's all stems from their mothers. Whomever their mothers were, they hate these men that talk about women in such a derogatory nature. They hate their fucking mothers.
You want to talk about mamas.
Especially the men who degrade plus size women and heavier set women. Oh, you're fucking fat. And then your mama got round here, got the fried chicken ass arms and scooting her feet around wearing a 5X, but you got so much shit to say about somebody else, and your mama is bigger than the person you're talking about.
I think it's got to be something about, like, this woman that raises you, that you put so much stock in, but you think that you're embarrassed of her for whatever reason. Like, you don't, I think sometimes your fathers don't show her love and respect and are embarrassed of her. And so that infiltrates to you. I
agree.
And you have so much respect and love for this woman, and you owe her so much, but you're so embarrassed of her. I think you deserve more, want to be more, and I'm just like, can't you go to therapy?
It's very easy.
Can't you figure that one out? Like, just easy. Love the fucking woman that raised you. Understand that she's a person doing her fucking best.
And every woman is not your mama.
And every woman's not your mama.
Every woman's not your mama. And it goes both ways too. For women who degrade men and talk about men in a very derogatory nature, sometimes it stems from experience. A lot of times it stems from experience, whether it be from intimate relationships, whether it be from men in their lives, as far as a father figure, uncle figure, whatever the case may be. Just go to therapy and fix that shit. Like, please. It's very easy to do.
It's Mental Health Awareness Month.
It really is.
Come on. Did I just make that up?
No, it's
I believe that to be accurate.
Yeah, September is. We talked about it last week.
So long ago.
Absolutely. Along with Rehab Week. Anyway, I'll tell you who else needs some therapy. 45. So
that guy.
As y'all know.
Can you imagine being Donald Trump's therapist?
Oh my God.
It has to be a white man.
No, you know what? I think Donald Trump's therapist would be very easy to be because he would never go. And he wouldn't pay you anyway, so you wouldn't be his therapist. Allegedly. I
would love someone. Let me know if there's a show out there about therapists for narcissistic people. I think statistically, narcissists do not go to therapy, but I would love to know if there is a therapist out there who has made some kind of show about trying to make narcissistic people less narcissistic.
I think if you try to do that, you're gonna be just as crazy as they are.
That's true. I remember reading somewhere that the success rate of people with narcissistic personality disorder in therapy is like nil, because they either think they know everything or don't show up, or just like get new, like therapist hop until they hear what they want.
Most narcissists, I probably believe that.
I'm like, there's got to be a documentary out there somewhere. Anyway, what's going on with DJ?
PBS probably has that.
PBS.
Who was DJ?
Donald J.
Oh, I was like, you mean DT? I don't know.
DT sounds weird.
Anyway, so I just really want November to hurry up and get here. I'm ready to fucking vote already so we can get the fuck over this shit. I'm tired of the campaigns. I'm tired of the ads. I'm tired of the town halls. I'm tired. Let's just fucking vote already.
Exhausted.
God damn. I'm sick of the stupid comment. I'm sick of the lies. I'm tired of the lies, Jannel. I'm going home. My stomach hurts. I'm going home. Anyway, so people are questioning. Here's what I do hate. I hate ignorance, and I hate the fact that people do not believe that people can be multiple ethnicities at the same motherfucking time, right? And people keep talking about this whole comment about Kamala's really not black and she's pandering to the black people, and she's never claimed to be black, she's always claimed to be Indian, and blah 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 blah.
Also,
here's my thing: who the fuck cares?
How many times at work do you introduce yourself to a patient? Hi, I'm Monica and I'm black.
Never.
Never.
But you know how they always describe me? The black girl. I'm just like, why can't I just be a physical therapist?
You can't.
Why can't I be the physical therapist with glasses or braids?
The best part, so like I am from Texas, which I realize is an extremely racist place, and that is how I grew up.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Texas racist? No.
And to me, the fastest track to explain someone, just tell me what fucking race they are. Not in a fucking mean way. I just need, because people will do the thing that they always do when they're trying to explain you to me is like, that really nice girl
she's
with the
tall.
Glasses. She's I'm like, just fucking
black scrubs.
Like, or they'll be like, I'm like, were they Asian, Hispanic?
Black, white,
like,
Asian, or
come
Hispanic.
on. It's gonna take for fucking ever here. All right.
Yeah, it's annoying. But you don't have like. Here's the thing.
But I agree. We're not all out here just being like, I'm blackity black. I'm black. Would you guys like to know I'm black? She's got some issues to work through. Okay, literally the issues.
But the thing is, people just keep questioning this same bullshit. I wouldn't give a fuck if Kamala was purple. The goal
I would be mildly concerned
to get. It wouldn't even matter to me because that's for a doctor to figure out. My whole point is, let's get the right person, or I'll say, the more qualified person, okay, out of these two, into the White House and to prevent Project 2025 from happening. I don't care if a zebra came up in here and was like, vote for me. Bitch, I'm vote for anything or anybody other than Trump.
Zebra
period.
Like a mixed person or zebra like an animal?
The actual animal. What's a mixed? What? A zebra is a mixed person? What is that? That seems very racist. Is it not?
That's where I thought we were going. I was confused.
I'm not a racist.
I didn't think you were. That's why I was very confused by the
What does a zebra
statement.
mean? Why do they call
half
that?
Black, half white?
I've never heard that a damn. You are racist.
I didn't say I wasn't. I literally just came on this podcast.
You should say you're not a racist.
I just say
you're definitely from Texas. Oh my God.
Let's call it what it is, people. All right.
Oh,
I see color.
Jesus.
I celebrate it.
Oh, first of all, the most racist people are the people who say, I don't see color. Bitch, you should.
I said, I see it and I celebrate it. I think different colors make people cool and interesting, and so do different cultures. I don't know why we have to be all this. Everyone's equal. You're not equal. Everyone's different, and that's what makes everyone interesting.
You're not equal. I just want equity. I don't want equality.
It's hard when I know I'm better than half the motherfucking people out there, No matter what color or race you are, I know I'm better.
You are oozing with humility.
I know. Thank you. I thought we were being honest on our podcast today.
Narcissistic.
I'm looking there. The therapy that I'm looking is for me.
Seriously. Narcissistic. You're looking for a documentary on yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder if there's what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
Well, I was talking about Janet Jackson, specifically with regard to Kamala's.
Where did this come? Like, who was asking Janet Jackson? You know that video? And
Your
they're like,
brother just
somebody
died.
called Ja Rule. That's how I feel about this.
Tito Jackson just died.
Did he really?
He did. Don't ask Janet no questions about
how many
politics.
of them are left? Is she the last one?
No, there's still like Latoya, Rebe, Marlon.
So she's the last one.
No, she's not. She still got two sisters.
Okay.
None of the girls have died. The only people that have died is
Tito and Michael.
Yeah, Tito and Michael. That's it.
Were there were 5. Jackson 5.
Yeah, so and the daddy.
Oof. Joe Jackson.
Yeah, he died, right? I'm not trying to kill him if he didn't. But all I'm saying is, so Janet Jackson's been in the hot seat for people because she was talking about how allegedly Kamala's not black. She's like, well, I heard that her father's allegedly white or whatever. And I'm like, baby, he's not. He's Jamaican. Again, multiple things can be true at the same time. I don't care if this lady was purple. Why do we keep harping on her race? No one cares that she is Southeast Asian. You
don't even know because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares that her dad is Jamaican.
To discredit.
No one cares. We care that we don't go back into Handmaid's Tale time and slavery. Okay,
Handmaid's Tale wasn't real.
You think it wasn't real? Let me tell you something. Handmaid's Tale is about black women. Okay,
I'm just saying. You said go back to Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
time.
Called slavery.
Oh well, that's 12 years of slave.
No. If you look at Handmaid's Tale, that is black women in the 16, 17, 1800s.
All right, I'm just saying. I don't want to confuse the kids.
No, baby, y'all better learn your history because art depicts life. That's all I'm saying.
It's the same thing they try to do with Barry when they said he wasn't a citizen and all of that shit.
Well, they were so busy going, him and Michelle were so busy going high. You should have been going to hell and cussing these people out. Anyway, also too, Kodak Black came out and said something because as Trump made very inflammatory, racist, and derogatory comments about Haitian migrants that
eat the dog, eat the cat.
Don't eat in the bed. Came to Springfield. And there has been an increase allegedly of Haitian hate, and I don't necessarily want to say crime because I'm not 100% sure if crime has gone up against, or like hate crimes has gone up against Haitian migrants. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I would be remiss to say that it's probably happening. Anyway, so Kodak Black, who's been an avid Trump supporter allegedly because Trump, pardoned him or whatever out of jail. This fool, because he is Haitian, he wants to come out and talking about there will be no Haitian slander tolerated. And I'm like, it was all fun and games when this man was bailing you out of jail, and you all Trump, and then all of a sudden, now that he's talking about your people specifically eating cats and dogs, now all of a sudden you want to have a soul? Boy, please go sit the fuck down.
Cheesing at the Trump rallies.
I fucking can't do it. I just then they want to talk about childless children in America. Like, do you have children?
Childless children?
Childless children.
Sorry, I'm stuck on it.
Childless women.
I was like,
did I say childless children? Well, that's what should be happening right now. No children should be having children.
Keep it that way.
Keep it that way.
I am a childless woman, correct?
Do you want to have children? Is that your desire to have children one day?
Prayerfully so, yes.
Okay. There are a lot of women who do not want to have children.
The older I get, the more I hear that.
Yeah.
But I also think women weren't free to have that opinion out loud for a long time
to not want to have kids.
Yeah, without like true. The social repercussions of the audible gasp and the why. Oh, you just haven't met someone yet. Oh, why could you say it? Like, shut the fuck up. What does it matter?
You're not a real woman if you don't want to have children. Yeah. That's how they equate your worth.
Or lesser than.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all we're here is to breed and fucking make sandwiches.
Yeah. Seriously.
That's all they fucking want.
And a good fuck every now and then, I guess. I don't fucking know. But yeah, there was a town hall that Oprah did, because Oprah loves the town
God, she loves a town hall.
She loves a town hall, with the blacks and the whites and everybody else.
She is the great equal. She will bring everybody together.
She won't, but a generation.
She could.
Yes.
She could. If this was 20 years ago, she could.
If this was 5 years ago.
Who is our Oprah now?
I don't think we have an Oprah now.
I'm trying to think of someone that if they were like, okay,
with that level of influence,
I'm going to sit down, people on both sides, we're all just going to be here and just be an open ear, and I'm going to bring us together.
I think this may be an unpopular opinion because she's not, this is just the people that I listen to. Angela Rye, I feel like is a very great, equalizer when it comes to, or moderator when it comes to conversation. I think Tiffany Cross is an amazing moderator. I think even Jamel Hill, even though, a lot of times we like to put her in these sports spaces because that's her level of expertise, right? But I think she's also a great moderator. It asks very good questions. Even Angie Martinez, I think, is very good at what she does with commentating and
I'm just trying to
interviewing.
Think of someone that, like, in the zeitgeist, everyone Simone loves.
Sanders. Because Simone Sanders, to me, is like top tier journalism, knowledge, education when it comes to politics. Like, she just gets it. She can be your homegirl, but she can get down with the intellectual conversation. I love Simone Sanders. She is an easy listen. Who would you think is like?
I literally don't know. Dolly Parton.
Z-Way.
Ooh, I would love.
Could you imagine if Z-Way interviewed Donald Trump?
No, I can't.
That would be,
because I'm still thinking about the George Soros interview all the time.
Yo, her interviews, hilarious. They just, I still can't believe they canceled her show. Well, she should have been on Showtime anyway, allegedly. But this idea that women's worth is based off of, a child is insane. And then as soon as you have a child, they'll try to put it against you of, oh, you had IVF, or, oh, you had a surrogate, oh, you had a C-section versus a vaginal delivery. And it's just like, can y'all shut the fuck up, please?
Yeah, except for you shot me up with this fucking COVID vaccine that may or may not have fried my uterus. So whose fault is that?
Allegedly. We don't know that to be true on this podcast.
I only know it to be true because I got articles from my mother every freaking 72 hours. So I was like, you're ruining your body.
Now you sound like the lady in Springfield talking about my mother saw an article on Facebook.
That is my mother.
She saw something on Facebook that said they were eating the geese.
Bless her heart. She'll be like, listen, watch this TikTok. This girl had to detox her body from the COVID vaccine. I just want you to be able to have kids. I'm like, I got it. Thanks,
I love
Mom.
how it's like one video and she's like, that's it.
This is it. Shut it down. Shut it down.
I absolutely love that. Oh my God. I cannot. But yeah, it's insane. I'm ready to just go ahead and vote. I'm just so sick of talking about politics. I will tell you also too who I am. I want her to be so successful in politics, but I also don't want her to go too high because we need her power in Congress.
It's me.
No, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is a fireball. And she is absolutely intelligent, and she does not fucking play with these people.
Is she the one who said big body bad bitch?
Yes.
What did she say?
She said bad built butch body to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And you know what? I stand by that.
Yeah, well, there was actually another hearing as well too, where she was talking about Project 2025, and she shut them down, and she said a line about DEI. She was like, y'all are so concerned. She was like, this is why y'all so afraid of DEI, because y'all are so concerned about the unqualified white man that you have all you can do is focus on the qualified black woman. But I want her to be so successful in politics, but people are like, she needs to get a cabinet position. No, she don't. She needs to stay her ass right in Congress.
Stay where the change happens.
Listen, which is why, even too with Stacey Abrams, I felt like people were talking the same thing. Why didn't you get a cabinet position? No. People like Stacey Abrams and Maxine Waters and Cori Bush and Jasmine Crockett, these are women who need to stay in Congress, okay? Mm-hmm. Keep your foot on these fucking people necks. Call them out and hold them accountable. Like, I freaking love Jasmine Crockett.
How do you not just stare at her? Like, if I was in there, I would just stare at her.
Oh, she's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, she looks...
Love a black woman from infinity to infinity.
She looks face-tuned.
She looks face-tuned?
Yeah.
Because she's so beautiful?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that for her. I think who else is beautiful, real quick, Asia Wilson, who I'm not sure if y'all are keeping up with the WNBA, but the regular season has completely come to an end.
Has the shine lost for y'all, for all y'all bandwagon fans, or are you still hanging on?
Well, you know, they've been burning Caitlin Clark jerseys and shit because she liked to post.
I will never understand the burning of the jersey.
If I pay for that shit, I'm wearing it.
That's what I'm saying. Or Posh Market or something, sell it on eBay. Why the fuck would you burn it?
That's stupid. You could use it as a dish rag. I don't.
It's like when they burn the flags. I don't. What is it?
You're not a patriot, but then they burn the flag. They decimated. You're not supposed to decimate the American flag, and you got an American flag T-shirt on. Do you see how stupid you look?
My favorite is American flag shorts. I feel like that is like the most just heinous thing to do with. So you just
farting and shitting on the flag.
Putting it on your asshole.
Yeah, it's insane.
People are weird.
Yeah, but Asia Wilson in the WNBA, who plays for the Las Vegas Aces, she actually just broke another record. She was the first player in WNBA history to score 1,000 points in a single season.
That's crazy.
Absolutely insane. And today she was actually announced as the 2024 MVP of the league. And so this is her third MVP. So she joins Cheryl Swoops, Lauren Jackson, and Lisa Leslie as the only four women who have gone
Lisa Leslie, a name I haven't heard in a while.
You haven't? Mm-mm. You clearly don't watch women's basketball.
No.
Okay.
I don't even watch men's basketball very much at this point. After the bubble, I was like, I'm done.
I've always loved women's sports, again, because I played sports. My sister also, too, was a basketball player from high school all the way to college. And so I'm just accustomed to always watching women's basketball.
I like my grandpa. He loves women's sports.
Women's sports is way more entertaining.
I believe you.
Listen, Rakia Jackson and Brittany Griner almost fought the other night, and it was amazing.
Really?
They always fight.
How tall is Brittany Griner?
I want to say she's like 6'8" or 6'7".
What does it feel like to be that tall?
Probably the same as it feels to be 5'2".
And what kind of car does she drive?
I would be remiss to say probably a Tahoe.
Tahoe. She got to be lean back.
Yeah,
That is a tall woman. Is she? What are her pronouns? Their pronouns.
I believe she. Her name is Brittany Griner. She's a woman. I'll say this. Brittany Griner is a woman. We won't use any pronouns.
There you go.
Brittany Griner is. I believe her pronouns are she and her. Why would you ask that?
I don't know. I'm trying to be better.
We don't care. Her name is Brittany Griner. She's an amazing player. That's it. Anyway, anything else we can talk about before we get out of here? The Emmys happen. Anything we want to talk about?
The Emmys happen. I feel okay. I'm actually excited about the fall because a lot of shows are coming out. So I didn't really care about the Emmys because I'm looking forward.
What shows are you looking forward to coming out?
Well, I can't tell you off the top of my head, but
okay.
There's just shows coming out that I'm excited about. I did just watch the first episode of Penguin on HBO Max, which is a spinoff of the newest Batman with Robert Pattinson. And it's giving like, okay, listen, I know there's a lot of Batman spinoffs, like who gives a fuck? Because like there's been 800 Batmans and it's all changed. But this show is like more about Gotham, the city itself, and like the things that run in it, and like it's kind of mobby because it's about like the gangster culture of the mob. It's about the Penguin. So it's really cool.
Really?
Claps for that one. It's really good. The first episode is the only one out, but it's really good. And Colin Farrell's the Penguin, and he has like a shit ton of like prosthetics and stuff. He doesn't even look like himself.
I hate everything about Batman because he's not a real superhero. He's like Iron Man.
We've talked about this. The other superheroes aren't real either.
Everybody from X-Men is real.
So that's not accurate.
How is it not accurate?
They are not real.
How are they not real? Explain
They
to
don't
me.
exist.
What?
The X-Men do not exist in real life.
Batman doesn't either.
Okay, but you can't make the argument that you don't like Batman because he's not real.
No, what I'm saying is like he's not a real superhero. Like
these people
were
just some
born
fucking
with,
bored dude with a lot of money. I understand.
He's like Iron Man. That shit ain't real.
Yeah.
And the Falcon. That shit ain't real.
Yeah.
Because soon as that damn suit come off him, bitch, he's screaming and hollering because he gonna fall and die.
That's true. So this show doesn't even really have Batman in it, which is why.
Oh, that's good.
So it's Batman world
adjacent.
It's Batman adjacent,
Okay.
but it's interesting because it's about like the town of Gotham itself, which is interesting.
I just can't believe you tried to argue with me about the fact that X-Men are not real.
Because you made it seem like they were walking around.
You don't believe that, ma'am? As much apocalyptic stuff as I watch, okay, you think they're not real. Shapeshifters are real. Go to Appalachia.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about places in the U.S. I'd never fucking go.
Go
Arkansas.
to Area 51.
Appalachia.
53.
Appalachia.
Yeah, Area 51.
51.
51.
No,
yeah.
thank you. Space people weird me out.
Space Force.
Space Force.
Aliens are real. They've already confirmed it.
I believe that. Like, deja vu shit, I don't trust that at all. I think that's got some weird spooky alien
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. We're in different timelines, baby. This is what I'm trying to tell you. White people are aliens. You will never convince me otherwise.
Makes sense. That's why they smell like milk.
Those are your people, not mine. I did not say that. Fowler said that. I've never smelled a white person that smelled like milk.
I am who I am.
You've been around way more white people than I've been.
True. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I mean, my great grandfather is white, but I've never been around him because he died.
Oh.
Before then.
The good ones always do.
But I don't know if he was a good man or not.
I hope he was.
Who knows?
Who knows?
He was, white man back in the 1900s, early 1900s.
So that's a tough sell.
That's what I'm saying. With my great grandmother. So I don't know if it was consensual or not. I'm assuming it was. I think so.
My strong white half is from from Ireland. So let's go with that. Let's not go with the West Texas white half. That seems pretty iffy.
Yeah,
sketchy.
My grandmother's biracial. Just the opposite of you. Her mother was black. Her dad was white.
Oh, so she was down.
I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying. My grandmother's 100, so you can imagine.
Damn.
Exactly.
The psychic said I was.
So that's why I said I don't know if it was consensual or not. Who knows?
Some strong. She was a sperm that won.
She is a strong woman. She's very sassy. Anyway, speaking of sassy, I finally finished Umbrella Academy.
Was it sassy?
Are
you sassy after watching it?
Listen, I don't know who was the writers for the last season of Umbrella Academy, but I really want to punch y'all in the face because that ending pissed me off. So y'all just drug that shit out, and I wanted to believe different from when the TikTok people said it, but y'all proved them right. Like
halfway through that season, I haven't finished it because halfway through I'm like, I can't even keep up. Are we here? Are we there? There's all these little issues with everybody, but I don't know what they are.
What season are you on?
3.
And that was when you saw the new kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that whole storyline.
Yeah, so I haven't finished it because I'm like, I can't pay attention to this shit.
And in the last season, they keep jumping through all these timelines, and I'm just like, it's just drawn out. Like, y'all should have just ended with the second season and call it a day. Anyway,
I started The Perfect Couple on Netflix with Nicole Kidman and Liev Schreiber.
Is it really good so far?
It is pretty good. It's like they're all in town for a wedding, like a nice Nantucket wedding, rich people, and someone dies, so it's like going through, you're trying to figure out who died and why, and everyone's connected.
I feel like Nicole Kidman is a really underrated actress.
Yes.
Most movies that she's in are really good.
Okay, did you ever watch Lioness?
Yeah.
I thought she was so good in that. Love Nicole Kidman.
Step for a Wife was my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one. What's the one where she's with, I was going to say Tom Cruise. What movie is that? Far and Away? She's Irish.
Vanilla Sky. I'm kidding. I
think
only because you said Tom Cruise.
Far and Away. Yeah, they're in Ireland. When she's like real young with Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah,
when he was still hot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he's still a nice looking man.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah, he just...
Scientology ruined him.
Well, I agree. His personality, absolutely. His mind, his brain, his soul, allegedly. But he's still a nice looking man. You know, he's on the Mission Impossibles. Anywho, I started watching a movie called Uglies on Netflix. And it's about it's like a dystopian universe. Y'all know I love apocalyptic movies. Anyway, but it's, I'm only like 20 minutes in, but it's basically like people are separated by ugly and the pretty society, and the pretty society basically all had plastic surgery, and so they're trying to convince this one girl to go ahead and get plastic surgery so she won't be considered like the uglies or whatever, and she doesn't want to do it. But
I can't tell you play for play what happened, but I can tell you that book took over my middle school when it came out.
Uglies?
Yeah.
That's a book?
It's a book.
I'm so glad you're an avid reader, because I'm not.
Listen, me and my escapist tendencies, we're reading a book.
Well, I'm an Audible girl.
Oh, see, I
listen.
I do read with my ears sometimes. Like, there's some books I'll read with my ears. It's so handy. You can do so many things. Your hands are free.
Yeah, true. But you know what? Also, too, I love the fact that like the actual authors are narrating their own books, and so you get to hear the flexion in their voice at certain times.
So
when
you're
it's
reading
supposed to be.
nonfiction is the thing. You're reading like biographies and shit.
No.
What are you reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm reading like fake shit.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, you are. So you're smarter than me.
I've read too. Also, nonfiction. Octavia Butler.
Oh, that's right.
And the lady from Where Is Carmen Sandiego? She narrates Parable of a Sword.
I don't know. I know what that is, but I don't know. Was that a show or
okay?
A video
Remember,
game?
not Coming to America. Jesus, Lean on Me. We want Mr. Clark, and the woman who was trying to
we want Mr. Clark.
The woman who was trying to take his position.
Yes,
the black lady that's where in the world is Carmen Sandiego. She was a narrator.
Oh, okay. Carmen Sandiego, was that a game or a show?
Both.
It
was a game show. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so at home, that was like, you know how Dora the Explorer talks to you or whatever. It was our job.
Read and call and response.
Exactly. It was our job to find out where Carmen Sandiego was. And so the narrator, she would give us clues and hints and say, well, she's in this part of the world, or well, these are the clues that she gave us for water and this and this and that. And then you had to be able to tell.
That's so fun. That's why people your age are so smart. Dora didn't teach me shit.
She didn't, because she's doing everything for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she talks to you in a very weird voice. Like, the lady talked to us like we were grown.
Can you say swiper? So fucking annoying. That's actually awesome. I only know the reference Carmen Sandiego. I don't actually know what the fuck it is. So.
Yeah, you had to figure out where she was. And I think some people, you got to call in at some point, or maybe like, I think they made up the phone calls because, you know, we never got in. But anywho, still mad about that. Anywho, but yeah, you had to find Carmen Sandiego, and it was very educational.
That was your 13th reason?
Yeah, you know, it made you explore, and you had to figure out different ways around the world, stuff like that. It was really
nice.
cool.
That's why I don't know geography. I don't know Carmen Sandiego.
Either.
Oh, okay, so it didn't stick.
No, it for the game. For the show it did.
Okay.
You know, but I'm an adult now. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, there's this board game called, I think it's called Jackass, or You Don't Know Jack, or something. And it's trivia, and we'll play with my friends, and it'll say like a mountain range in the Himalaya, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
Your husband is gay. That's my response every time. I feel like an idiot.
Do you know what the Nile is? Sure. Wendy Williams taught me.
The Nile is the largest river.
Yes.
That's why I know that about that. Mm-hmm. Longest river.
But where is the Nile?
Egypt.
That's right. Why? Because Wendy Williams said your husband is gay.
Your husband is gay.
Geography is everywhere, is what we're saying.
Oh, Wendy Williams. Is she okay?
I don't know.
Anybody
I hope
check on her?
Listen, she went trending on Twitter because people were like, all this Diddy stuff that went down. Everybody was like, where's Wendy? We need the hot hitting stories.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, she was definitely back in that era. I'm quite sure she has a lot of stories if they haven't gone out of her brain yet. But
damn,
very interesting. Anyway, anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
Nope, that's it.
All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We appreciate y'all so very much. Thank y'all for continuing to rock with us. Please have an amazing, we wish and pray that y'all have an amazing week on purpose. Y'all remember to spread love.
Spread light.
And don't forget to laugh your face off. You better.
I got it. You did. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.